This pretty good coverage is brought to you by Power Grip, the official retail partner of the European Pro Tour.
Hello and welcome back to coverage of the 2023 Copenhagen Open at Valbyparken. This is round 3 front 9 of the FPO lead card, brought to you by MDG Media. This is the final round, and in 18 holes your 2023 champion for the FPO field will be crowned. To start our lead card here, we have Kaidi Allsalu, your leader 2 rounds in a row. Coming into this third round, she is poised for a strong finish. We'll see if she can maintain that sort of momentum. Joining her, Jenni Karppinen, 908 rated. Very excited to see her move her way up to this lead card for the final round, representing Finland today, and Prodigy Disc. Third player is Silva Saarinen, rated 920. She has a 13% birdie rate, 11% C2 putting. We'll see how these players manage to scramble here today. Sponsored by XL Discs. And from round 2, making the lead card in round 3, we have Anneli Tougjas-Männiste. She has shown a strong command of the disc, and with the experience that we've seen, likely to do well here today. See our leader Kaidi currently leading the field at 9 over par, 6 strokes in front of Jenni in second, where Silva and Anneli are tied for third, just behind her. We start here on hole 1. Par 4, 175 meters. You have OB left behind the fence line, a mando tree forcing you to the right side, OB road to the right, and as the fairway bends softly to the left, you will see these large guardian trees you have to contend with, as well as OB to the left and long of the basket, meaning players will need to control their approach, often under the low ceiling, the skip shot coming into play. Our leader Kaidi with our first shot of final round. Really nice hyzer flip up to flat, pushing forwards and getting the skip. Unfortunate bounce back off the tree, but you really just want a straight shot here. Movement to the left is a bonus, but not required to have a good birdie look. Jenni here. Almost coming into play with the mando tree on the left, but looks to be safe. Silva as well, pushing that left side more than you want to, but looks to have gotten a nice skip into a well-placed position. And Anneli with a really nice flip up to flat there, pushes a little bit more forwards. And you see all 4 players right in that sweet spot, all looking for birdie. Anneli up first. Trying to swing the hyzer in, finds one of the guardians, and she'll be circle 2 looking for a birdie putt. The weather is better here in round 3. It was warmer and considerably less windy, although the breezes are never really absent here in Valbyparken. Kaidi with a safe upshot right to edge of circle. And Silva taking the inside route. Flips it up enough to keep it safe. You do have OB left side from those gardens, rather. A lot of players do opt to go around that tree, just as shown to us there by, I believe, Jenni. Anneli knowing she's well placed, taking a stress-free 4 with that layup. Oh, Silva gives it a nice bid there. Kaidi also low out of the hand, but keeps it close. And Jenni as well. All of the players managing to find some sort of look at the birdie, but unfortunately none of them translating. However, a 4 is an absolutely fine score here on hole 1. And no damage done here on hole 1. Here you see the initial gap shot of hole 2. Another par 4 and only 143 meters. This tee shot is a tunnel shot straight down the middle, needing to hit many gaps in a row. You want to land right about here. As the fairway then bends right, roughly 90 degrees, you have another series of saplings and larger trees to contend with, as well as OB pathway directly behind the basket. It might not be a long hole, but it demands absolute precision. Kaidi flipping this one up straight down the middle. That is pure. And looks to have come just short of that tree line, which can obfuscate the basket if you go too far left and long. Jenni, I think a little bit of a late release more than turning it over. Just came out a bit to the right. Silva does find that bush, but that is the side you want to err on most of the time. The rough is much more forgiving to the left side than the right. As Anneli will also be exploring that left side rough. We'll see what these players can manufacture from some tricky lies, but our leader with a very clean shot to put the pressure on. Taking that one in good spirits. And that's not an unfamiliar sight here on hole 2. This rough is very difficult on all sides. And a hyzer over at the top positions nicely. You see the turnover here. You can play over these bushes and look for the shortcut, but anything not clearing them completely is very obstructed. Anneli, I believe, from the pitch out. She swings the forehand, hyzer, and finds the green. That is a great shot to get herself up there looking for the putt. Kaidi, just short of that tree line, has an open line, also with the forehand hyzer. Textbook. A perfect execution on hole 2 there. Jenni with a bid that does slide, but just 1-2 meters short of that OB line, playing very close to it, but totally safe. And a good approach there as well. We have Anneli now, longest of the 4 putts. Very nice. Unfortunate bogey for Jenni there with the misrelease on the second shot. But otherwise got herself up there and put it in. Silva doing the same. And Kaidi, our leader, putting her foot down, getting the first birdie of this final round. Hole 3, par 3, 95 meters. This fairway has a soft left to right shape, and you definitely need to make sure to control your distance, as anything too short or too long will find you in a little bit of trouble. You don't want to fade too much left or right. This final guardian really is the last thing you need to beat in order to find that birdie. Kaidi opting for the backhand turnover shot. Comes out a little bit to the right side and finds that right side rough, although it looks like she got enough distance to have a simple straddle out and likely a safe par. A nice shape there from Silva. Just a little bit short of the green, but you don't want to throw too high on this hole as it creates more fade and the basket is quite downhill relative to the tee after this first cresting slope that you see about halfway down the fairway. Anneli with the more traditional right-handed player's line. If you have the distance here, the forehand shapes very nicely, and she'll be just outside the circle looking for her birdie, or inside. Great width and power there from Anneli. As this one comes out a bit low, as long as you beat that hill that you saw her just hit the top of, you're in a pretty good spot. You'll fly quite a way, but you definitely don't want to hit it before that. Jump putt approach there for Jenni. Look to be a little bit right side. We'll see if she can still find the 3. That putt skips a little bit long. Kaidi with a nice straddle out bid. Maybe just a layup, but very cleanly done. This is Anneli for the birdie. And a good putt back from the rough for Silva. It looks like we're going to have 3 pars and likely 1 bogey here, unfortunately for Jenni. Her approach going out into the rough. You see just how tight and narrow this green is here on hole 3. Hole 4, par 4, 177 meters. This initial shot has a low ceiling as well as a soft right to left sloping fairway. With OB everything road and leftwards and an early mando tree on the right, you want a low ceiling shot that skips along the fairway and makes it as far up as possible to then try and pierce this gap as you throw over this opening into the green here. You see tons of guardians, very difficult to make it all the way to the basket. A lot of players tend to find themselves at about edge of circle with an obstructed putt. And with Jenni carding 2 bogeys through the first 3 holes, Silva and Anneli are now 1 stroke ahead of her. Kaidi playing the low forehand hyzer. Does skip to a very safe spot, although the right side of the fairway has a tougher time entering the green than if you're near that left side road. This is a nice turnover shot here from Silva. Very smooth, and that is prime position. Anneli favoring the forehand as well. Looks like she brought that low ceiling into play there, but also a very okay spot to be on the fairway. Nice and safe. This one overturned. Doesn't quite get the distance. I think likely from there playing for par. Jenni looking for a flex shot approach, catching that second gap on the fairway. Thank you to all the spotters who came out this weekend for all their hard work volunteering. The course was beautifully set up, manufactured, and everything ran very smoothly thanks to the hard work of the people here. Anneli took the low forehand route, and Kaidi there, a little bit pinched off, takes the high forehand route. You can see she doesn't get quite as much distance, but likely an easy 4 for our leader. Silva here with a very nice looking approach. And she slides up right up to that sweet spot at about edge of circle. Oh, looks like she was going for the skip there. Didn't quite catch the ground play that you normally do. Kaidi sliding right up into that green. No issues at all. And Anneli the same. Oh, but from downtown, 12 meters, the wide straddle from Silva. What a commanding birdie putt here to set the tone of this lead card. Incredible putt. And you see, I believe, Jenni there coming out low and to the left. Kaidi takes the 4. I believe Jenni, 4 or 5, takes another bogey. We'll see if she can stop the bleeding on hole 5. It is a birdieable hole. And Anneli for par. Very nice. Both her and Kaidi playing the forehand hyzer, backhand approach, and a stress-free 4. Nicely done. Good game plan on that tricky hole. Here you see beautiful hole 5, par 3, 93 meters. This hole is an island hole. These white flags here indicating what is inbounds. As you need to throw over them, you find a very fast green with OB tucked right behind. From those stones and onwards, you find an OB basin. You really need to control your distance, try to get as close as possible without firing long, and hope you make your putt. Silva here with a nice turnover shot as she fades out, slides herself up, right up into the circle. Kaidi playing a low hyzer line. Skipping off the flag, she slides right up inbounds, likely a safe 3. Anneli also playing the hyzer, potentially looking for the hyzer flip. Unfortunately doesn't push straight enough, but still finds herself inbounds, looking for a putt. And that's a nice shape there from Jenni. Beautiful shot. Right down the middle, you see her slide up right next to Silva. This is Kaidi up first. Knowing she doesn't need to do anything crazy here with a significant stroke lead. Jenni with a great look for birdie there from outside. Oh, and I was about to say that the putts often come out low from there because of the OB directly behind. If you do go off the side or off the top, you are almost certainly finding yourself in trouble. And you see there from Silva, what started as a birdie look and in a bogey, quite a common thing here on Hole 5. As Jenni successfully has stopped the bleeding now. Found herself a par. For our leader as well. And Anneli. Hole 6, another par 3, 85 meters. You have a soft left to right shape with this log about 60 meters up the fairway. You want to throw something that slides under all these branches but over the log, hits the ground right about here, and gets the friendly ground play that is so familiar here in Valbyparken. Very nice hole, very attackable. You can play the forehand, but the backhand turnover with maybe a stable disc really is the nicest, purest shape of the fairway, in my opinion. We'll see that from Kaidi here. The soft turnover. She'll be looking for that to fade. But even connecting with the ground, she's well within the circle. Anneli's fading a little bit early, but caught by some branches may be helpful as she rolls herself to edge of circle as well. Jenni also not turning the disc over as much as needed to match the shape of the fairway. Finds herself a little bit too straight flying. And Silva really shaping this fairway nicely as that disc flattens out right at the end. She slides her way up to a picture-perfect short putt for birdie. That's a good camera angle to really demonstrate how thin some of the gaps can be on the screen. Unless you're right in the middle here where Anneli is. Oh, nice step bit there. It can be very tricky to find a putting line that is not obstructed. Kaidi cashes the birdie, just sneaks it over the rim there. That is a good one to get as she finds her second of this final round. Jenni now. Anneli taking a safe 3, coming up just a little bit short on the tee shot, and this is Silva to birdie. Very nice. Hole 7, a 68-meter par 3 that demands precision, confidence, and absolute trust in your disc. You want something that goes straight as far as you can without hitting something low to the ground, and try to not kick off any trees as you slide your way up. I think for a lot of people, the putter or slightly flippy mid-range just to ensure you get a nice straight flight and try to make it all the way there. As our leader kicks left, she will be in trouble. We'll see how her scramble game is. No bogeys so far on the card. She'll try to preserve that, but on this hole it can happen very quickly. As Silva there kicks right. We'll see both sides of the rough now. Anneli also late out of the hand. Jenni now with a chance to try and collect some strokes back. There's all podium positions still in play. Looking for that hyzer flip, a bit of an early release, but you find She finds herself all the way up there on the green. Looks to be just outside the circle, putting for birdie. Anneli trying to skip the forehand as far as she can. Another scramble shot getting to that edge of circle. That's often where you find yourself on a good second shot if you don't hit the gap. And Kaidi shaping a picture-perfect Anheuser forehand through all the gaps, even hitting the pin. Impressive scramble there, showing why she is in the lead and bogey-free here in this final round. This is Jenni for birdie. Beautiful nose-up putt. Dead center the whole way. Very confident stroke. That'll be a good one to get as she tries to bring back a strong end to this final round. Silva. Unfortunately, a little bit low out of the hand. Looked to be putting into headwind. Anneli finding the bogey there. Only Jenni getting a stroke on the other three players here. One over Kaidi. Hole 8, par 4, 156 meters. There is an early mando tree on the right just off the tee. No real reason that anyone would play to the right of it, but still keeps you honest on the tee shot as you try to bend your way into this fairway. You then have a series of gaps as well as this small hill to contend with on your approach. You then enter this nice basin of a green. The slope directly behind the basket does allow players to get a little bit aggressive on their second or third shots if they would like to. It's an exciting hole that can be a big differentiator. And that is a pure shot from Jenni. About as good as it gets, holding Anheuser the whole way until it flattens out, just to push forwards at the last seconds. You could not dissect the fairway any more purely than Jenni there. Kaidi snags a few roots on her way, still well positioned in the fairway. Silva pushing that back tree line a little bit too much. You do need to turn quite quickly if you opt for the backhand turnover. The right-handed forehand also plays very nicely here. And Anneli, I am surprised to see her go backhand, given her confidence so far on the course with the forehand. She gets a ton of distance there. Really nice scramble shot to position herself right at the edge of the tree line. Kaidi hits the gap, flips one up. She finds the right side of the green. She will have a birdie look from the rough. And Jenni's shot so pure, right up before the tree line. She gets an Anheuser release, but unfortunately doesn't quite flex back to the right. She'll have a circle to look for her birdie. Oh, nice shot there from Silva. Jenni for birdie. And I believe Kaidi there laying up for a 4. As Anneli now for her par putt. Really confident stroke there, right in the heart. Jenni, after a great tee shot, unfortunately unable to translate that to birdie. But a 4 on this hole does get you enough to be in contention. Although with the holes running out, these players will need to apply some pressure, as Kaidi Allsalu, still 7 over par, has quite the lead. Hole 9, par 3, 111 meters. This drone is flying on the right of this early tree, but many players with the right-handed backhand will opt to go left of it. With a soft flex shot or hyzer flip, you can try to split the gap through the trees down the middle, and as you approach this green, you have a low ceiling as well as some big trees to contend with. After this grass turns to dirt, you have quite a fast green, so you can get some big skips and slides if you have the distance to make it up there. Jenni off the box with the tee, hits the flex beautifully, fights her way into the green, looking for birdie. Great display of her power there. Kaidi looking to flex one out as well. Doesn't quite find the stability to end leftwards. She'll have a long circle to look. Silva looks like this might be a little bit underturned as she's going left of the green, but safe of any rough. She'll have also a roughly 12-meter look for her birdie. And Anneli needs to beat these second guardians. That's a common sight if you do not turn your disc over enough. It's why the flex shot shapes more naturally than the hyzer flip, as you do need to go right and then left rather than a straight line. Oh, and Anneli looks to have rolled the wrist a little bit on that forehand release. With the simple upshot, she finds an Anheuser angle that I don't think was intended. Kaidi there slides on up. Oh, Silva from downtown. The birdie look. And Jenni as well, low from the hand. Really great drive to position herself there. And on this course, you want to get as many chances for birdie as you can. With tricky greens and some wind all weekend, nobody was translating all of the birdie looks, but obviously wanting to find as many as you can. And some tap-ins here. As Anneli with the bogey, the other 3 take the par. So we wrap up this front 9 and take a look at the standings. We see a beautiful bogey-free round from Kaidi Allsalu, sitting at 7 over par and 2 under in this front 9. She now has a significant lead over Silva Saarinen in second place at 16 over. We see a name there, Tougjas-Männiste, just behind that, snuck into third place currently. Thank you for joining us here. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff to support the channel, and we'll see you on the back nine.